When did you help someone and change your own life? When I was 14, my mom asked me to help her friend Mrs. Taylor with her groceries. She was an older woman who lived down the street, and everyone in the neighborhood thought she was a little strange. She had stacks of books in her windows, wind chimes made from spoons, and a garden that looked more like a jungle. Honestly, I wasn't thrilled about it, but Mom insisted, so I went. When I knocked on her door, Mrs. Taylor greeted me with a big smile. "Ah, my helper," she said, handing me 2 bags. Her house smelled like lavender and something faintly metallic, and there were books everywhere, piled on chairs, lining the walls, even on the stairs. After putting her groceries away, I started to leave, but she stopped me. "Wait a moment," she said, grabbing a small box from her table. "You seem like a curious one. Let me show you something." She opened the box to reveal tiny mechanical creatures, birds, frogs, even a dragonfly. They were delicate, made of gears and springs, and when she wound them up, they moved. The dragonfly's wings fluttered like it was alive. "How did you make these?" I asked, completely fascinated. She smiled. "I used to be an engineer, but now I just tinker for fun. Do you want to learn?" That one question changed everything. I started visiting Mrs. Taylor every weekend. She taught me how to use tools, how to fix things, and eventually, how to make my own mechanical creatures. She'd tell me stories about her career, how she was one of the first women in her company to lead a design team, how she once built a clock that ran on sunlight, and how she never let anyone tell her what she couldn't do. What started as a favor turned into a passion. Mrs. Taylor didn't just teach me about gears and wires, she taught me to think differently, to be patient, and to never stop learning. Years later, when I graduated with a degree in engineering, Mrs. Taylor was there, cheering the loudest. I owe so much to her, and every time I wind up one of my own little mechanical creatures, I think of the day I carried her groceries and walked into a world of possibilities.